Well, hello everyone. I'm John, W4JFS, also known as WRJI 881 on GMRS. Today we're out at Lake Hartridge Nature Park here in beautiful Winter Haven, out on beautiful Lake Hartridge right out behind me here. We're set up here at the park with our portable stations. Today we are focusing on GMRS. So we have a few GMRS radios here set up. This is a portable unit that's all contained with the battery and everything. Just open the lid, hook up an antenna, and you're ready to go with after you deploy your antenna out there. We've got some other various GMRS radios sitting here to display. Also, for our ham radio friends, we have WX messaging for NXDN. You can find more information about NXDN and WX messaging on the NI4CE .org website. So we're set up here. There's several stations here. Not only do we have GMRS and NXDN, we've got several HF stations that you'll see in the video. People come out and they set up their stations to practice in case of an emergency. So all these stations are running off battery power only, and we have a great time. So enjoy the video.
All right, this is Mike AG4LT, and he's brought out his battery-operated emergency station today. And he's got a FT891 with an MFJ 200-watt automatic antenna tuner, the MFJ 939, and he's got his battery there, his power meter. What kind of antenna are we running today?
We're just running a straight vertical, a Chameleon 17-foot straight vertical whip.
Oh, Chameleon 17-foot straight vertical whip. All right. Well, very good. You got your safety markers out there. That's awesome. Well, good. You say you hit some parks on the air?
Yeah, I've hit one so far. And,
okay.
Just spinning around trying to see who I can bring in.
Okay.
And,
yeah, primarily you've been on 40 meters?
40 meters today so far. Yep.
All right, great. Nice setup. Thank you. 40 meters?
That's the only thing somebody, well, I've got a contact south of the border on 10.
Oh, okay.
But he couldn't copy my call sign.
Okay.
And this guy can't copy either on 40.
So using the FT757. All right. And what are we running for an antenna today? NFED, MFJ NFED antenna? 10 through 40. Okay. We have some really old trees out here to string that 10 through 40 MFJ NFED antenna today. That, by the way, is a push-up pole with a GMRS antenna on it. We've invited a lot of folks to come out today on GMRS, so we're using both the local repeater and a GMRS repeater for talk-ins today.
Everything was hooking up with that.
Nice shirt. Nice shirt. Yeah.
That's what they used to say on, what was it,
Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek. It was futile. Resistance is futile.
It's a Pixie.
Oh, wow.
I just built some on an old buzzer practice set.
Okay. Oh, you got in the Altoids
It's a rock mic, 30 meter. The Pixie's 40 meters.
Okay. So you got 30 and 40 meter setups with you right in your hand. That's awesome.
Of course, you know, the antenna battery. That's a Pixie.
I built a board 3/4 that size one time, just a totally independent keyer.
Well, that's
I got a lot of old keys.
That's a 40 meter transceiver. Crystal control, but that's crystal plugged in.
How much power? A couple hundred milliwatts?
I think it's a watt. That's the final there, the big fan.
It's not a bad looking mic.
Well, the big dogs have arrived.
Yeah.
And
It's like a ham, well, not a ham friend, let me correct that. Like my daddy had a friend in the construction business that his name was Davis, also was John Davis. And he said, "Hey, John," he said, "I haven't heard from you in a while. I heard you died." He said, "Yeah, I've heard that rumor too." He said, "I guess I just got to be seen a little bit more." So there you go. Maybe people think I've died and they got to be seen a little bit more.
We know you're still around. We hear you all the time.
Yeah, so like the next case, I got to be heard a little bit more.
you got the Yaesu FT5D,
Yeah, I know,
and you got your 6130 here.
Yeah, I set it up a little bit with an HT antenna on it, Russ.
Okay.
It's as much as I'm going to get done.
Well, it received okay. I see you got my message, so.
QRP down there in Lake Wales.
It's the older digi-rig, which is not that old, and this is the new prototype for the new digi-rig.
Oh, much smaller.
And it runs, the push-to-talk runs serial port on this model. On this model, it's GPIO.
Okay.
So, and this works great with the Android software, the WOAD, W-O-A-D, WinLink over Android device.
Okay.
It keys the radio, it sends the messages all on a super tiny device. I think Dennis is going to actually end up putting this in a box that's very thin and pigtails on each end so that it's a sealed unit, but this is the prototype.
Wow, much smaller. Even if you thought the original digi-rig was small, now that one's much smaller.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So any word on, so that's a prototype, any word when they're really going to start releasing it out where people can...
He's having as many guys test this as possible and get all the feedback from everybody and what they would like to see before he puts it actually into a box.
Okay.
And then once that happens, I'd say he's probably got 6 months before it actually hits the market.
Okay, great. Well, thanks. That's good to see something new coming out and even smaller than the original digi-rig.
It's great for
David,
portable.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Russ.
So, David, also for our next club meetings for the Lake Wales Club, we'd use Zoom in the past for people who couldn't make it to the meeting. So what's going to be the change for the next meeting?
Well, we've moved over to Google Meet, which is you can run it all in a browser or you can download the application for any device, Apple, Mac, iPhone, Android phones, all of that. We're also going to move into a little better camera that has zoom capabilities on it. And so it'll tie into the system via USB. And Dan will be able to switch between graphics, full screen graphics, and full screen video off of this zoomed in to whoever's at the podium.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so it'll make the user experience at home for those of us that can't make it, and I'm one of those quite a few times can't make it to the meeting. It'll make the user experience at home much better.
Great, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Kilo 504 Juliet. Calling CQ, and listening for any stations.
Kilo Juliet 4, Delta Sierra Mike.
CQ. Hello, CQ. Calling.
I also have a...
Excellent.
I'm over here back, push it. To get it turned.
Kyle, what do you got set up over here?
I got my APRS set up. Little Baofeng UV5R digi-rig.
Nice, APRS and very good. Now this is the John FICO special antenna. One of our club members came in Silent Key not long ago, and some of his equipment is still out here operating with us for QRP. And this is a setup with multiple buddy poles. I think he said he could do 10, 17, 20, and 40 with this. I'd have to ask Mike. He was originally going to put it in with a pole, but he has it suspended from a tree, and that's working out very well for him. So it's working like a champ. Let's see what his setup is like.
That's done on a 3D printer to redirect the sound towards you while you're sitting there. But they're great little radios. Good waterfall, good filter, easy to update the firmware on them. So,
And it'll tune anything.
it will tune. Like I say, it'll tune an anchor.
So running the G90 on it. Did you see that antenna will do 10, 17, 20, and 40?
10, 17, 20, and 40.
And you're primarily operating on 40 right now. Okay.
One guy tried it with like 50. And it worked.
Still did the same thing.
You know,
Well, which means that's where the screen comes in.
Oh, that
People
EMC
use it-
screen?
Yeah, use that
I was
ground
gonna ask
screen
you
to
if you
sit
ever
on
use
the
screen or a plate.
Some of the guys
people
have,
use metal plates.
yeah, some guys here have used it. They've used screen like for. So what we have here is a 17.5-foot chameleon whip with a clamp mount for the antenna, and then we have 6 16.5-foot radials that are clamped here, and just using a camera tripod and weighted down so it doesn't tip. And oh yeah, I've watched this bend quite a bit. So, but it's holding up good, and it's doing the job.
He mentioned about the spacer and where you got the bracket.
Yeah, this I got from eBay. I think I searched for like antenna clamp or CB antenna clamp or something like that. This had an extra spacer in it, which didn't allow connectivity or conductivity. And once I figured that out, it works like a champ. So, but the whole thing breaks down to something about that long and maybe that big around, and fits in my suitcase, and we're good to go. Thank you very much.
All right, so Kyle over here is setting up a special piece of equipment today. So what are we doing over here now, Kyle?
Hot dogs and some brats.
Hot dogs and some brats. All right. All right. No spurious emissions coming out of those.
Only good smelling emissions.
And if she checked on it, the unit 3 or whatever, just however you want to break it down. Some people are doing A and B. It doesn't really matter. There's no official way to do it. If there's 2 people coming in the log, because his license will be on the log. So if you came in, then whenever I'm putting it in the log, I would really like to put it with another designator.
I like letting him go first.
It doesn't matter. Just as long as you're always going to be 2, you be 2.
Yep.
No, because if she says 2, I know there's a 1 somewhere already in there. Yep. So you've been listening? Yeah. See, the face doesn't match the voice. I've been told all my life I have a face for radio.
Frequencies that are in
all that today?
No. This is built up from when I bought this radio.